what's been kind of the key to you settling in and be able to produce at the plate the way you have these last couple of weeks?
Uh, just working hard in the cage, train hard in the cage with hitting coaches, and just going up there with confidence, and showing that I belong and trying to take advantage of opportunities, and really just like I said, train hard in the cage, try to not make the game seem super fast when I get in there. So just been sticking to that routine, and it's been working for me.
Was there a moment, a game where you felt like it kind of clicked for you, and if so, when was that?
Um, I would say like probably the second time I got recalled, I just kind of when I went down, I did really well, and I was like, man, I belong in the big leagues, and when I got back up here, it was just really like playing relaxed and just kind of playing that I knew I belonged, and so I would probably say that was the turning point, and then obviously you had a little success at the plate, and it's like, I really do belong here, and I think getting that first home run out of the way was kind of a big turning point. I kind of quit thinking about it and just go out there and play, and good things have been happening. So hopefully I can keep it going.
You mentioned the first homer. Obviously, that's something you dream of as a kid. What was that moment like, and to be able to do it in a big moment for your team and get them a win on that night?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Probably the most fun I've had on a baseball field, and I normally don't show a lot of emotion, and I showed a lot of emotion that night just because it was so much fun, and so like you said, it was a dream come true, hitting your first home run in the big leagues, and something I'll never forget for sure.
How big is it mentally as a big leaguer, especially when you're a guy like yourself who's used to hitting the ball over the fence, to see one go over and know that you can do it at this level?
Yeah, it means a lot. Like I said, it kind of took the weight off my shoulders. You hit 13 or 14 in a month in AAA, and you get here and you don't hit one for a while. You kind of start thinking like, man, I know it wasn't a fluke, but why haven't I hit one yet? So, like I said, just big weight off the shoulders, and homers come in bunches. So it was good to get the first one out of the way and just go from there.
Obviously, you hear people talk about guys' tickets to the big leagues, whether it be speed, their ability to play defense. Do you feel like power is kind of your ticket to stay here long term? And I mean, do you consider yourself a power hitter at this level?
Uh, I wouldn't consider myself like a power hitter. I would say the power hitters are like, guys like Judge and Stanton, and those are kind of typical power guys that guys hitting 40 a year. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's my ticket to staying here. I think being able to hit for power is a good thing, but not just necessarily being a power hitter. I think I'm a guy who can play all over the field and give consistently good at bats, and just be a good hitter. So I think for me, being that 280 to 300 hitter and then sprinkling in 15 to 20 home runs would be probably my goal. I think that's what'll keep me in this league for a long time. So, but at the end of the day, it's just about having a good at bat and getting the barrel to the ball, and I think I've done a pretty good job of that. So, if I hadn't, I don't think I'd be here. So, just try to continue to do that, and the rest is really out of my control. I can only control what I can control.
Obviously, there for a while, you were kind of up and down between here and Louisville. I guess what was that like, constantly having to go back and forth? And do you feel like you're here to stay now?
Yeah, I definitely had to learn how to keep a bag packed. So it was crazy, but it's kind of part of it being a rookie, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Going back and forth, and as far as being here for good, like I said, I got to go out and do my job, and I think if I do it well, I think I have a good chance of staying. So I feel like I put myself in a pretty good position, but I can't be satisfied. I just got to keep going out and proving why I belong here.
Just overall, I mean, what's it like being a big leaguer? What's life like? What's the best part about getting to play in this league and walk into this clubhouse every day?
It's a dream come true, man. Really can't put it into words, like unless you experience it. It's just something that I always said I wanted to do, and to be able to finally be here and experience it it's a dream come true, and I think it's the best life you could live. I mean, I really don't know how else to put it. It's crazy, and it's all the things you hear about growing up, the perks and everything, and it's true, and it's one of the best lives you can live for sure.
You mentioned growing up. Do you ever think back to kind of your time growing up in Asti and your time at Norwell, and reflect back on kind of where you've come from and where you are now?
Yeah, I try not to forget where I came from. I think that's a big part of who I am, and try to give back to the community in any way I can, and I definitely don't forget the people that helped me got here. I think that's the biggest thing. Is there was a lot of people along the way who got me to this point, and a lot of those people come from the Asti and Fort Wayne area. So it's definitely some people I don't forget. Experiences I'll never forget, and it's part of who I am. It's part of who I am and how I got here. So definitely cherish those people and memories forever.
Last one for you. Mentioned off camera, you got your first big league brawl out of the way. What was that experience like? Obviously, you guys were capturing all the headlines yesterday with what happened against the Pirates.
Yeah, it's just part of the game. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily want to happen, but sometimes they do, and just got to put it in the rear view. I think what happened last night. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. It's just our guys protecting our guys. That's pretty much what it comes down to, and it's just part of the game. Sometimes obviously it's ugly, but it's just part of the game. And yeah, first big league brawl out of the way, but yeah, it was just like I said, part of the game.